I gotta tell you, fellas, I got maybe 4 or 5 pings, but a lot of messages today that were like, hey, NL, just so you know, the VOD from yesterday is a little broken. I hate to disabuse you of the notion that I have any degree of control over what happens on the platform in which you're watching the video. That's above my pay grade, man. I just make the content and then I got I got no means to do anything if the data's like corrupted when it goes up to the server. I can't do anything for that, man. But anyway. Oh, don't worry, I'll return your book. There's no doubt, man. This must be Green Book. It's not Green Book. What the heck is this? Like Cloud Atlas? Some era-spanning genre? What on earth? That's Deep Roy, dude. This is some Tim Burton stuff. That's Deep Roy. Is it possible this is Alice in Wonderland 2? It might be. I mean, I've seen Alice in Wonderland 1. Oh, is that Deep Roy? Was Deep Roy in the Never-Ending Story? The Never-Niding Story? You know what was crazy? This is Deep Roy, right? That is Deep Roy. I had no idea. Never-Ending Story is one of those times for me where, as a kid, I watched it 1,000 times. And then I would always talk about it with my friends for like 2 decades, right? And I realized maybe age 25 that we were talking about 2 different movies. And actually, the movie that I watched 100 times was The Never-Ending Story 2, that is not considered a classic and everyone fucking hates. The one where there's like the robots with the claws and stuff like that, and like Sebastian starts losing his memories. Like every time he makes a wish, he loses a memory, and the last wish was like to save the childlike princess, and he forgets that his dad exists and stuff like that. So I always just, whenever people were like talking about Falcor or the horse Artax, whatever, like dying in the swamp, I was always like, I guess I just don't remember that. But, yeah, anyway, long story short, this looks like the end of Dark City. You look like you're from Utah, bro. That's like conflating The Wiz with The Wizard of Oz. It's like confusing Cristal for Cristal Ice. I see what you're saying. What are you talking about? I don't know. I was like 4 years old when I watched these movies. Like, it's not like as an adult, I was like, I got them confused. You couldn't have given Dark City 4 stars? I'm sorry, I thought it was a 3.5. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was good. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know. Hang on. 2420 is the Jaguar starter from 03 to 06. That's Byron Leftwich, buddy. I actually know that one. Oh! I watched the director's cut of Dark City, and then I read about the differences between the director's cut and the theatrical version. And apparently, in the director's cut, the mystery slowly unveils itself, which is like much more interesting. And in the theatrical cut, it opens with like a narrator explaining basically the spoiler, like the quote unquote twist or the key to the mystery box before the movie even starts, which is insane to me. I guess they were like, maybe movie audiences are like too stupid to be, slowly get the breadcrumb trail. But I'm like, dude, it was the 1990s. Like, people were way smarter back then, somewhat broadly. Francesco Rodriguez's final 2 All-Star seasons came as the closer of this NL Central team. The National League Central. That's probably got like some Cincinnati Reds type stuff. Whatever, it's worth a shot. Matt Duchene scored a career-high 43 goals for this Western Conference team in 2021-2022. I typed Duchene. That's the Predators, right? That's when he was at his best? Yes, okay, we get those. This bank is the second largest banking institution in the U.S. and owns the naming rights to the Carolina Panthers football stadium. I don't know the rankings of American banks. Like, I would assume that You got JP Morgan, you got Bank of America, Wells Fargo, but Wells Fargo is more of like a Pacific merchant. Bank of America. To me, I feel like Bank of America should be number one because it's called Bank of America. But well, okay, we'll take those. We'll take those. That's kind of crazy. That is so that 1 second. That's Dakota Johnson. No, wait. That's Leia Seydoux. This is tough, man. Okay, so I know this guy, but I don't know his name. His character is Tom Woebegons. His name is McFadden. Matthew McFadden. And then you are, I'm looking at your eye. Your lips don't look like Dakota Johnson, but your eyes look like Dakota Johnson. But your face looks like Leia. Yeah, I got to go with Leia Seydoux on that one. What? Really? See, this is throwing me for a loop. This is okay. I'm gonna have to say Dakota Johnson then. Kat Dennings? I don't think it's Kat Dennings. Julia Garner? Who the heck is Julia Garner, man? She's from Ozark. Oh my gosh. Semi-sweet chocolate nonpareils. It's a chocolate candy packaged in brown and white boxes. Hershey's Kisses, I'm assuming. Hershey's chocolate candy? I don't know. What is it Rockets? Oh, brother. I don't know what a nonpareil is. Brown and white boxes. Hershey's, man. I don't know. Snow caps? I've never even heard of these. This is too American, man. Okay, well, this is the Ali G show. Anything about Sacha Baron Cohen is going to be the Ali G show. Spearmint 626 is from Lilo and Stitch, man. This singer had multiple Hot 100 hits with Heaven is a Place on Earth. That's Belinda Carlisle, man. It's a new pattern. I don't know if we've ever had this pattern before. It's a very satisfying pattern. Let me view correct answers. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know who Julia Garner is. So I'll take the L for the blind spot there. Milwaukee Brewers, and God is my witness, I don't know what snow caps are. Never watched Ozark? Never have, never will. Then you're going to say, it's good. Or maybe you're even going to say, it's great. And that's good. I'm glad that it's not bad. I will never see it, though. Why not? Life's too short. I got a lot of like 102-minute long masterpieces that are films that I've never seen to be like, let's watch an 8 out of 10, 70-hour long limited series on Netflix. It's psychotic. That's just crazy to me. You like Jason Bateman? I could take him or leave him, to be honest with you. With no disrespect. I don't have anything against him, but I could take him or leave him as an actor. I love Arrested Development. For sure. Dog poop. Sorry, I was looking up like Willem Dafoe. Glove compartment. Globe. Wait, globe? Immediately, you would think sphere. I think newspaper, but I don't see anything else here. Frog, newt, slug, orb. This is some shit related to like a witch. Or maybe like a bat. Halloween type animals that a witch would put into a roiling tonic. glove, globe, newt, sphere. I mean, ball, globe, sphere, and orb. These are all spheres. Okay. Oh, see, this is what pisses me off because there's like an unspoken covenant of connections that is like the word itself should not be repeated in the category. Like there shouldn't be a duplication of the category in one of the things that's part of the subset. Okay. So, but they repeated it. Round 3-dimensional objects are spheres, buddy. They repeated it. They broke the unspoken rule. These are absolutely synonymous. The closest synonym for a round 3-dimensional object is a sphere. So were the other ones? No, man. No, because sphere is a superset of a subset of things that are round. You don't understand. You don't get it. You're out there still like doing crossword puzzles, not realizing that there's an unspoken law of the land where if there's a question mark, then it's like a pun. And you have it's like something you find on a tree, 5 letters, and your dumbass is writing like branch or something like that. You don't even realize there are like 7 different levels of intellect beyond the type of shit you're typing in right now. You don't get it. You're still like leaves? Come on, buddy. What is this like? This isn't 4th grade. You finished your fucking multiplication table early. Here's some busy work. Like we're thinking non-linearly in this bitch. I still think these are Halloween animals. These are witch adjacent animals. Never mind. Okay, let me think about that for a second. Trot, foxtrot, the fox and the hound. Foxhole. Fox in socks, Dr. Seuss. What? Wait! Pop on pop. Oh shit, 1 second here. I'm okay, I gotta think about this. I'm lost. I got too many different things. I got too many different lines. I gotta go Doctor Strange mode. I still think foxhole, foxtrot, fox and the hound like makes sense. Well, no. Okay, let's think about what else we got here. Pop, pound, sock, slug, and pop. These are like punching someone in the 1920s. And then foxhole, foxtrot, fox and the hound, fox. Wait, bat glove. Oh. It's like there's got to be baseball. Oh, maybe the baseball stuff was what we avoided early by not even realizing that we sidestepped the red herring. Hole, foxhole, foxtrot. Frog, dog. Trot. Trot is freaking me out. This is like, I always do this and I think it's never worked. Cut the first letter and it makes a valid word. G, love. H, ole. T, rot. B, at. We were 1 away with frog, newt, slug, and bat. Could these possibly just be animals? Animals in the fucking Witch's Brew in Macbeth. Fuck you. Fox? 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 What the hell is foxglove, man? What the hell is... It's a flower. You had it like on macro. You knew I was gonna ask. That was a fairly hard connections today, in my opinion. I'd give that a 3 or a 4. Not a 5 because it was doable, but a 3 or a 4 on difficulty. What do you mean outmentated? We won, man. We solved the puzzle. Now it's time for the mini, the hardest of all the dulls. One was spheres. Yeah, but like it's bullshit because it shouldn't have been allowed. Word after cheap as dirt. Sean Baker. Hard Knock Life musical. Annie. Pastry at a tea shop. Scone. Works on a quilt. Never give a sword to a man who can't dance. I know. Rains. Bass. You take those. Sows. I was going to type nans. Nans work on quilts. That was pretty good. The way you move is a mystery. You know what's crazy is how bad Justice's DANCE gets mogged by Big Boys The Way You Move. What a song. I don't realize what he's saying, though, when he says, especially the big girls need love too, no discriminating in this world. Then he says, like, shut your mouth and let me feel how you ride the beat, you big freak. It's just a little rude. Maybe that's part of the interplay. Maybe that's part of the flirting. But like he kind of resorts to the ad hominems like pretty quickly in that song. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, Coscodal. And this is another one that, like, it's Kanye, so I apologize. But what does he mean when he says, if your stripper named Portia and you get tips from any man, then your fat friend, her nickname is Minivan. See, like back in 04, 05, when late registration came out, he had like cultural cachet, so you just kind of let it go. But now that we're like reevaluating all of the Kanye discography, that's one that I'd like him to issue an explanation for, because I don't know what it means. No, I don't know what it means. I kind of, every sentence makes sense, but as a whole, I don't see how it makes sense. Perfectly blended with real butter. 12 pouches of buttery mashed potatoes. I got to imagine, I mean, potatoes are cheap. Then these are instant mashed potatoes. You pay a slight premium for convenience, but it's probably easier for the factory to mash them there, honestly. I got to imagine that helps you in shipping costs. So I got to feel like these are less than $1 a pouch. Wait, it's 40 servings? 48 servings? I thought a pouch was like one serving. Holy cow. That's crazy. I still think it's going to be really cheap, but I'm adjusting. So every pouch is 4 servings. I can't get over this being $125 a pouch. So that would be 12 times 1.5. That'd be about $17.99. I don't think people are paying $17.99 for this. I think they'd get sticker shock. I think they're paying $12.99 for it. I'm sorry, I can't get there. Whoa! $9.99? I mean, that's a classic price. That's one of the classic prices, $9.99, without a doubt. You gotta admit, I mean, that's kind of crazy. What is that, like a quarter a serving? Like 25 cents a serving for mashed potatoes? I mean, potatoes are cheap. You're right. Those are not like Those are not free range potatoes. Those potatoes are packed the fuck in there. That's crazy though. I got these in the pantry. They don't even have to go in the fridge. How is that possible when they have real butter in them? That doesn't seem right. That's like when my wife brings home the samgyetang from H Mart, and I'm like, there's a whole chicken carcass in there. How the fuck does it go in the pantry? But it does. It does. It's vacuum sealed, and I don't even know, man. Maybe they hit it with like a gamma radiation before they put it in the pack or something. There's like a whole real chicken in there. Every time I see it in the pantry, I'm like, this feels wrong. You don't have to fridge butter. You do if you live in North America and don't consume half a stick of butter a day. No disrespect to Europe or whatever. You're kind of like riding high right now, but I remember my friends, must have been summer 06. He went to Austria for like a family vacation. And he told me that when they ate breakfast in the morning, he put butter on his toast, and they were like, you need to put more butter than that. And he was like, how much butter should I put? And they said, keep putting on butter until you can see your teeth marks when you bite into it. I like butter. That's a little on the high side for me. That's like the way Tim Hortons puts cream cheese on a bagel. I think this is the Seychelles, man, by the seashore. 14K, huh? Hit me with a France and let's just see where we're going. 6K from France. I feel like that might put us, give me like a Ukraine really quick. Okay, other direction. Give me a Mozambique. I really thought you were here. Okay, I see. See what's I don't see what's happening here. Closest to France and Ukraine. Then Mozambique and the Seychelles. Western Sahara? Okay, buddy. Mali? Closer to Mali than the Ukraine. Tunisia? Something's not right, man. It's still closest to France. And then France, Mali, Ukraine, Mozambique. Like, what are you, man? I don't know what that is. Bermuda? Did you mean Germany? Yeah, you got me. What's your color's like kind of dim over here? I must be stupid. I'm gonna type Canada. I don't know. Maybe over the Arctic. Maybe over the Arctic is like it's less than it looks. But then how are you so gray? 1,700 kilometers from Canada is really like, it's like, I mean, I just want to type Russia because it's crazy. Okay, I thought maybe that could be 1,700. And then you got to go Mexico. Mexico's warmer. Okay, we can do this. Jamaica. Jamaica's warmer. Okay, I thought you're Cuba. You're Jamaica. How far are we here? 605 kilometers. See, so can I just say something? This is a lie. I was operating on the assumption, because France was like mild orange, and then Martinique was pure gray. So I was like, it can't be close to the Caribbean. I feel like I've been led astray. I think this must be the Dominican Republic. That's colder. You're Cuba or Puerto Rico. Listen, bud, that's a fact. Maybe this is like the British Virgin Islands. Maybe this is the United Kingdom. Maybe this is the U.S. Virgin Islands. Maybe this is Tortola. You don't know shit, buddy. That's all you need to know. Maybe it is Cuba. Why have I not guessed Cuba yet? Oh, how far? 180 kilometers from Cuba? I mean, this doesn't make sense. I'm going to type Puerto Rico. It's a territory. Now, you're going to make me type United States? I'll type the United States. I'd be pretty surprised if it didn't border Canada. That's cooler. What are you, man? Cayman Islands? Oh, Canary. Who said shit about the Canary Islands, bro? Bahamas. Bahamas. It's Bahamas. Oh my gosh. You've been there? Yeah, I've been there like probably like technically 6 times. Something like that. I'm going to be honest, this is not meant to be disrespectful to the Bahamian people or the Bahamian culture. It feels like all the parts of the Bahamas that I've been to they've been terraformed by cruise tourists. Not by the Bahamian individuals, the noble Bahamian people. But like the only parts of the Bahamas I've seen have entirely been perverted to cater to cruise tourists such as myself. So I couldn't tell you anything about the Bahamas. Weren't you a tourist? Yeah. I'm part of the problem. The Bahamas is much bigger than Nassau. Well, yeah, I've also been on Eleuthera, but that's just where the other Disney private beach is. We learned some stuff when we were on Eleuthera. The dude was like, the guy who gave us a bus tour, he would pull the bus over like every 15 minutes and point at a plant and be like, that's a traditional medicine. You know what it's for? I'm not going to say it because there's kids on the bus. And that was literally like, he showed us like 25 plants like that. And I'm like, damn, pretty much every plant on this island will give you a boner, huh? That's crazy. The Bahamas, people, the Bahamas. Fuck. Damn. Crab claw country. This is one that like it feels like it should be obvious, but I also feel like I'm gonna get it wrong. Are you? I don't think you're Tunisia, bro. I think you might be. Stealth pick. This is Michigan. Second stealth pick. This isn't Africa. This is the Northern Europe. This is like the Baltics, man. Like your ass is No, your ass is Estonia, bro. What the hell was that? Oh shit. Your ass is like Georgia? Your ass. This is Syria. Oh. This is. I can picture you. I can picture you. You're Bahrain? Northwest of Bahrain. We're triangulating the position. We're getting there. Kuwait? Yes! Oh, I had to pore over the map in my head for that one. All the people in chat were saying that's the Nile. I was thinking about that when I was in Dan's chat, and Dan was talking about the financial health of Twitch, and like all the people whose names are like Sora Kingdom Hearts fan 1997 were like, yeah, Twitch has been a net drag on Amazon's financials for a long time. And I'm like, thank you for taking time off from being an expert in international trade to start talking about like the health of a tech company. I really appreciate your expert opinion on this. Box office game. 1995! That's my fucking era, dude. I was 6. 20th Century Fox opened to 9 million in May. What the hell happened, man? Starring Meg Ryan, 1995. Meg Ryan. It's pre You Got Mail, post Harry Met Sally. This is like Must Love Dogs or something. Tagline: Kate's stuck in a place where anything can happen. Is this Dennis Quaid? Kevin Kline? Kate's stuck in a place where anything can happen with a guy who will make sure that it does. It's not Kate and Leopold, because that's like 2000. Lawrence Kasdan, way back. Didn't this dude direct like The Empire Strikes Back? She smuggles something of value that has a charming crook chasing her across France as she chases after her future husband. This is not my era. French Kiss. God is my witness. I think it's probable I saw this in a movie store at that time. Cannot conjure a memory of it. But more power to you, Meg Ryan. Hollywood Pictures. 20% down week 3. Good Legs. Starring Sandra Bullock. 95 has me thinking this is probably Speed. Maybe the gross is a little... But Speed wasn't Speed before it was Speed, you know? Could be like While You Were Sleeping. Okay, we take those. A lot of... This is what they took from us, man. Rom-coms were like... well, I wouldn't say they were popping off. Like the gross is a little decroded, but you could see like more than one romantic comedy at the multiplex that had just come out. By the way, watch out. Watch out. The train is coming. New Line Cinema. Been watching a lot of New Line Cinema lately. Ice Cube. That's probably Friday then. Seems about right. Kind of crazy. It does a relatively big drop for a classic film that I assume had great word of mouth. Columbia Pictures. Honey, do you want to join the Columbia Record Club? Stars Will Smith. 95 Will Smith. Pre-Men in Black. Definitely would not have been Independence Day. 1 year prior to Independence Day. Why do I have a blind spot here? For Will Smith, 95. An action comedy crime thriller. I don't think it would be the first Bad Boys. What you gonna do? It's Bad Boys. Some reason in my head... For some reason in my head, Bad Boys is like a 97 joint, but clearly I didn't know what I was talking. Is that right? Bad Boys is pre-Independence Day? Because in my head, maybe it's because they keep making sequels, but in my head, Independence Day is an old movie and Bad Boys is like less old. But I guess Bad Boys also got like resurfaced into the zeitgeist by Hot Fuzz. So it got like, they re-upped it in like 08 or something. That's interesting. Plus Téa Leoni. How old is Martin Lawrence? Damn. I'm going to say he was born in 1966. I'm going to say that Martin Lawrence is 58 to 59 years old right now. Can I get a check on that? $59. I'm actually a fucking legend at knowing people's ages, man. I don't know what you. How'd you know he was born in 65? Well, in my head, I said, you asked me how old is Martin Lawrence. I said, Blue Streak came out in 1997. I feel like he was about 31 in that movie. That's why I said 1966. I did 1997 minus his age what I predicted his age to be in that movie. That took me to 66, and then I did 2025 minus 1966, and then I gave you that number. It's that easy, man. If you do it like that, it's easy. Well, how the fuck would you do it? You would just pick a number that felt right? You're a grown adult. You've made it through life without doing any Fermi estimates. You're just picking numbers out of a hat like a fucking crazy person, like it's bingo? That's crazy. They're like, well, when you really think about it, estimating is a lot easier when you actually like put some thought into it. Yeah, man. I'm not looking at a jar of jelly beans and going, that looks like 270 jelly beans. I'm like taking a cross section of it and being like, okay, there's like 12 jelly beans per row. It looks like it goes down like 7 rows, and then you got to fill in the middle. So you're doing a little bit of multiplication, man. Nobody tell me I said the word wrong. Nobody tell me I said the word wrong. Kelsey Grammer, $3 million, made $2 million with Kadeem Harrison, a historical drama. The people called them heroes. The FBI called them public enemy number one. Chicago 7, but not the Chicago 7 movie. Panthers? Just called Panther? Panther. All right, we'll take those. Yo, dude, Bokeem Woodbine's in this. Joe Don Baker? Mitchell? Hang on, I'm freaking out. Is that Tank from The Matrix, man? On the far left? Give me a second here. I've never seen him in anything else. Yes. Tank from The Matrix. Tank's name is Marcus Chong. Marcus Chong. Filmography, Panther. Directed by Mario Von Peebles. That's crazy. What was I doing here? I was playing the dolls. I'm streaming right now. That's right. Bring me back. Flight risk to Whiplash. He doesn't look happy to be there. Let me put it that way. This just doesn't look like a man who's inspired to be in this. How the hell is it even possible for like an F-16 to fly slow enough to escort a propeller plane? I'm not an avionics expert, okay? But like I feel like is it possible for a fighter jet to fly slowly? I thought it was one of those things where it's like if they don't go fast, they're like a shark. Like don't they crash? I don't know, man. Anyway, Mark Wahlberg to Miles Teller. Mark Wahlberg to J.K. Mark Wahlberg to Paul Reiser. I know where I'm going. I'm going Mark Wahlberg. I'm going The Departed. I'm going Brad Pitt. I'm going Matt Damon. I'm going Ocean's 11. I'm going Brad Pitt. I had this line. Brad Pitt was going to take me to Ad Astra with Liv Tyler, who was in One Night at McCool's with Paul Reiser, who's in Whiplash. Time. I'm not going for What the hell is Whiplash? Johnny's? It's the short film. Of course it's the short film, man. Of course it's the short film. The original short. They related, you think? All right, well, we do it again. Mark Wahlberg, Departed. Matt Damon, Oceans. Come on, don't stall on me. Brad Pitt, Ad Astra, Liv Tyler, One Night at McCool's, Paul Reiser, Whiplash, J.K. Simmons, Whiplash. 20 seconds is pretty good. But no one's seen this garbage. No one's seen this garbage. Maybe some people pretend to at least have seen this, but... There's a Spider-Man 3? This news to me? News to me, Spider-Man 3? Whiplash short films, 15 minutes long. Thank you, Greg Turkington. This just doesn't look right, man. This looks like This looks like Grand Theft Auto 4. Metacritic score of 85? It's like a Detroit Become Human type deal. Originally on the Wii. No More Heroes. This does not look like No More Heroes at all. It's an adventure visual novel. Is 999. This is Shibuya 428 Shibuya Scramble. Yes, dude! You can keep making the games more and more Japanese. I will rise to the occasion. You thought I was tapped out on Metaphor Fantasia? No shot, bitch. I know all about 428 Shibuya Scramble. For some reason. I don't know why. How do you know about 999? Because you fuckers keep talking about it. Anytime I'm like, I don't know what to play, you're like, you know what would be funny? Typing some shit that's 20 years old that he'll never play. That shit doesn't just float into the ether. It gets stuck in the fucking Vaseline, man. It gets wedged up here. And then you go, how did he know about that? Because you fucking told me, buddy. Really serving in the crew neck today. Thanks, it's laundry day, but this is it's good merch. This is Mertzy, Rocket League Professional Mertzy. It's a little different than it did when I got it in 2021, but that's user error, I promise you that. Clothes to wear to your eye test. Thank you, Ricky, by the way. Thank you. This looks like Time Splitters, man. Not Time Splitters. Army of Two. Blue Shift. Half-Life Blue Shift. Invisible Ink. XCOM. UFO Defense. Xenonauts. Okay, we Xenonauts 2. I think, I got a fucking bone to pick with you, Gamedle, okay? And this is 2 days in a row. There may be 2 days out of 3 that I've had a bone to pick with you. You shouldn't be allowed to put a game cover in Gamedle if the game only had a digital release, man. That's not fair. If this shit never appeared in a video game's physical brick and mortar video game store, how am I supposed to know what the cover fucking looks like? There is no cover. There's like a panel. They have covers on the Steam page. Buddy, what's it covering? This is Mortal Kombat 1. So real it hurts. That's kind of a sick ad, though. Those kids do look terrified. I think it's crazy. What did these kids do that Both Kano and Raiden are like, we got to get them. Like, they put their differences aside and they've been fighting for like millennia. And then like these kids just, they managed to unite them, man. That's crazy. That's Kano, right? How'd they Photoshop that? They used to have to do like real work when they made advertisements. They didn't have Chat GPT. So what they definitely did was just get a hollowed out, like before they put the board into the arcade, they just had both of the actors step into the arcade machine and then pop out. That's how I would have done it. Street Fighter Third Strike. Later than 99. It is on one of these. This is actually a poll, man, because this kind of tells us the generation. It's probably not a post-2000 arcade game, so it's probably an Xbox and or PlayStation 2 jam. Something like perhaps a Jack 2. Okay. It's some science fiction or comedy themes from 2000 to 2002. Sony's involved, man. Probably. I don't know. Maybe Naughty Dog could be involved. It's the wrong franchise in Saga, so probably not. Well, you got to go Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, man. Oh, shit. Sony's involved. It's a comedy, a platform comedy from 2002. I'm going to try to get as many greens as possible, okay? So the first green is a PS2 exclusive game. Maybe like Dark Cloud 1. Oh shit, that's a crazy lucky get, man. It's a fantasy comedy from 2002. Okay, interesting. Fantasy comedy is a really hard one to pin down. I'd like to get at least just the it's going to be really hard to get. Yeah, who's the other one? The other one makes Infamous. So try to get a green here. That was Sucker Punch. They also made Sly Cooper. Okay, my bad. Let me see what we're getting here. Ubisoft. Is it Beyond Good and Evil? That seems like 2002. Oh. That Sony wasn't involved in that shit. That's multi-platform, dummy. 02. An Ubisoft platformer from Oh, it's a Rayman game. Legends. It's not a Rayman game. To be honest, it might not even be an Ubisoft game. This might be like first party Sony, but Ubisoft like was in charge of publishing it in France for some reason. I just don't know what it would be, man. I'm assuming it's a comedy, a funny video game. That would be a first. I guess Jazz Punk and like Quadrilateral Cowboy exist. I'm striking out, man. Sony first 2002. I'm throwing in the towel. It stinks because I feel like we got close, and I feel like we're definitely gonna know it when we see it. Ape Escape 2. Of course, Ape Escape 2. I should have known. Called it? This game was like kind of big back in 02. It was like one of the classic like template answers that would come up when people were like, hey, I'm interested in playing like an underrated game that was overlooked. Everyone would be like, you got to play Ape Escape 2. But I was on a fixed income as a 13-year-old, so I never played it. I just played a lot of Halo 2. As I was playing Halo 1 back then, but still. Just for that, buddy. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not really fucking with Puckdoku today. There's like there's no historical or goalie. So I'm moving on. Just for that, you're not getting Puckdoku. Johnny Depp starts with IP. IJKLMNOP. Okay. It's got to be maybe like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay, so not Finding Neverland. Obviously, there's like 12 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I probably got to go with something like Mordecai. That's in that middle zone there. He was trying to make like an Austin Powers play with this 100%. 3 or more word title. Obviously, the Pirates movies. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I'm going to go a little bit off the beaten path, and I'm going to go Alice in Wonderland. Because I just feel like it's a well-known movie, but it's also forgotten and will be overshadowed by other Johnny Depp films. Double letter word and title. Ed Wood. Okay, I'm happy with my Johnny Depp performances here. We could have done better, but we certainly could have done worse. Uma Thurman starts with IP. So Kill Bill and Pulp Fiction are the gimmies. But Uma Thurman has been in other stuff. She's been in other stuff, and the other stuff is Steven Spielberg. He did Jaws, people. He did Jaws. He did. You know what? I think Jaws is going to have a higher percentage than Munich. Double letter word and title. For Steven Spielberg. Okay. You got Always, 1942, Ready Player One, Minority Report, Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, The Fabelmans. Lincoln, I want to say, I'm going to have to go Jurassic Park. I'm sorry to say. That's going to be a high percent. 3 or more word title, Steven Spielberg. I'm starting to feel like I'm not a real Spielberg head the way I'm playing these. Why? Okay, here's what's the one. Why is War of the Worlds 4% for this? Why is this like an accidental huge poll? People forgot he directed it? War of the Worlds is pretty. I was going to say okay, but I was hedging my bets. War of the Worlds is pretty good. It was not well received critically. Yeah, it was. I'm going to say it's at somewhere between a 78 and an 82 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty good. And that was back when Rotten Tomatoes was made of like real critics instead of just people with a Letterboxd account who wanted to keep getting invites to movie premieres. 76, we'll take those. With inflation from 05, that's basically like a 97 now. It's not booty. It's not booty at all. You're absolutely right. This is back when tomatoes actually meant something. 42 on the popcorn meter. You don't understand that that's your fucking fault. The reason it's 42 on the popcorn meter is because of like cinema sins. Let me get it straight. The aliens, I didn't even think about coming to Earth before, blah, 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 blah. There's like people don't resonate with the very last 45 seconds of the movie, and then they completely forget about the 2 hours that came before it. When the people were getting vaporized back then, that was an affecting scene for a blockbuster in the cinema. Anyway, I don't know shit about Uma Thurman. I'm going to have to go with Kill Bill, Volume 1. And then I think I'm going to go with Pulp Fiction on this one. And then I think I'm going to go with Kill Bill, Volume 2 on this one. Well, on the bright side, at least we didn't invert them. Oh, she's in Nausicaa or the Valley of the Wind. She's in the Golden Bowl. Nick Nolte? Pirates of the Caribbean Wedlocked. I forgot about the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. 1941, sorry, not 1942. I didn't know everyone's fucking saying War of the Worlds sucks ass. Okay, buddy. How about fucking Jurassic Park 2? Steven Spielberg was involved in that shit. Movie so bad, like it's in the bottom half of Vince Vaughn movies. Jurassic Park 1 is bad. That's insane. Jurassic Park 1 is really good. Do I get a little bit... well, no, because I was going to do this. We angered a lot of people by saying that Lord of the Rings was a kid's movie. I don't necessarily want to go back down with that discourse. But it's kind of crazy to me the number of like people in their 40s that I meet who are like, my favorite movie of all time is Jurassic Park 1. Which is, it's fine. It's a great blockbuster. And maybe we just start angling for different stuff out of the medium, and that's okay. My quarrel is not with Jurassic Park. That being said, it could also have been your favorite movie since you were 11. And I like to think I've changed since I was 11, but a lot of people maybe would prefer to not face that truth. So,
Zebra, a noun meaning any of several.
You gave the Minecraft movie a 3? I can't take your opinion seriously. I didn't give it a 3. I gave it a 2. Well, I can't tell whether you're mad that you think I gave it a 3 out of 10 or a 3 out of 5. Luckily, I didn't do either. I gave it a 2 out of 5 and a 4 out of 10. So your quarrel is not with me. Your quarrel is with Jared Hess, I think.
Bleary, an adjective meaning dull or dimmed, especially from. Interloper, a noun meaning one that interlopes.
A noun, an interloper, that's one that interlopes, I would say.
Infant, a noun meaning a child. Gargantuan, a adjective meaning tremendous
in size. A big love, okay.
Presumptuous, a adjective meaning overstepping due bounds as of propriety or courtesy, taking liberties.
Presumptuous.
Braille, a noun meaning a system.
Huge.
Thwartwise, a adverb or adjective meaning crosswise. Thwartwise.
Now that is a word that I did not know existed. Thwartwise. Gigantic, now that's a song. The woke left would tell you you can't listen to Kim Deal's best Pixie song. They'll say you can't listen to Gigantic. They'll say you can't listen to Jello by Afra anymore. They'll say that because they don't know satire.
Snout, a noun meaning a long project. Mousse, a noun meaning a light spongy food usually containing cream.
Okay, we're on a different level now, man.
Rummages, a verb meaning to make a thorough search or investigation.
Yes, of course.
Bathos, a noun meaning the sudden appearance of the commonplace in otherwise elevated matter or style. The word is derived from Greek bathos meaning depth, from bathos meaning deep. Bathos.
I mean, it has to be. There's simply no other way for it to be anything but bathos.
Insurance.
That's not a hard word. That's not a hard word. Something's gone wrong.
Colombia, a noun meaning the United States. Adzuki, a noun meaning adzuki bean. Azuki is a word borrowed from Japanese referring to a type of red bean. Adzuki, a noun meaning adzuki bean. Azuki is a word borrowed from Japanese referring to a type of red bean. Adzuki.
So it sounds like adzuki.
Adzuki is a word borrowed from Japanese referring to a type of red bean. Adzuki, a noun meaning.
We send those. Oh, I was thinking about changing it to a T, but we take those. That's a big, I mean, that was a very easy one today, but Adzuki kind of threw me for a loop. Did you just go holiday in Cambodia mode? Could you have some more context, please? That could get me in a lot of trouble, but yes. Food guesser. These are the cookies that become your mom's sewing kit. Circular butter cookie enjoyed during celebrations. They're often filled with dates. I mean, these are all... It's pissing me off because there's sesame seeds and dates and malab. But anytime I see these cookies, aren't they called like Royal Danish or something? It's going to break my brain to find out that these cookies are not from Denmark, even though the #1 brand is called Royal Danish. Malab. I actually have no idea. I'm going to say India. Maybe that's insane. That's cool. The west of India? To the west? Slightly north to the west of India. Like Italy? It's called cock, people. Southeast? Maybe Egypt? Egypt! Okay. It says Math Lab. I don't know where Math Lab is from, man. This looks like a Korean soup. Thinly sliced vegetables in a tangy, savory dressing. The zucchini / cucumber and the pear really has me thinking that this is South Korea, even though I don't know specifically what this dish is. We take those, man. We take those. That's what you won't get. Oh, this looks like it's got sour in it. It must be from Southeast Asia. We derive shit from base principles here, not heuristics, okay? I don't know. It's not your fault that you learned to argue online in the 2010s. They were not sending their best back then. If you got on the internet in like 1996, you were arguing with fucking nut job conspiracy theorists and like people pretending to be like ex-Navy SEALs and shit, and you would have no way to fact check the shit that they would say. You had to learn you were in the fucking crucible, bitch. Nowadays, you want to win an argument, you just go sort tweets by oldest, find like a tweet where they said something when they were 6. Oh, is this you? Is this you? Sesame Street is my favorite show. Fuck you, buddy. What is this? Cheese. Often Gouda or Edam. Well, in that case, I have to go with the Netherlands. Those are Dutch cheeses, bro. That's Castengels. That looks pretty good. Cheese sticks. It's not a particular place in Dutch cuisine serving as an appetizer or a snack. We're a gastronomical genius yet again. The nether is real. Anyone else have their child's broadcasting the Minecraft soundtrack all day? La 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 lava, chicken. Put it in your mouth, my man, it's tasty as hell. And it's a chicken attack. You know what I'm talking about? He says hell. He does say hell. That's I look at my society, man. He says hell in a kid's movie. Be me, 4 years old, go to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in theaters. They got my Raphael going, damn! You wouldn't last a minute in 1992. I'm not looking for quiz games, Playlight. Don't pop that shit up on the screen. That's gauche. This is huge. Take a screenshot of this. Chat, clip this. Your submission for sex was accepted. That's huge for a guy like me. That doesn't happen every day. Yeah! I tried to hold my face so you could get a good screenshot. What a screenshot, man. Taro, turmeric, and turnips. All category of vegetables named for what plant part? The bulb. The roots. Yes, sir. John Wheeler once called fellow theoretical scientist and pervert Richard Feynman to suggest the universe had exactly one of what particle? Positron. Neutron. Covalent bond. Electron. This motherfucker. How stupid was this motherfucker? John Wheeler called Richard Feynman. How many sheets to the wind was this motherfucker when he called up a theoretical physicist and said there's one electron in the universe? Nah, John Wheeler, you off the pen. You fucking crazy as hell, John Wheeler. You called him a pervert? I was referring to Richard Feynman. It took you one fucking electron to piss me off. He was cooking. Buddy, there's like 7 electrons in a fucking fluorine atom. John Wheeler, he would fail 8th grade chemistry, where I went to school at least. Before it was an Oscar-winning movie, The Tin Drum was the first book of the Danzig trilogy by Günther fucking Goethe. 1925 film about Iran. Chad, how's the stock market doing? I don't get G-chat messages unless the stock market's collapsing. Can I get a live market update? Somebody check, please. 0.85% up. What the hell? Who's messaging me? Who TF my mom texting? Is it really up 6.5%? That doesn't make sense to me. Hang on, I gotta check this is not really relevant. That's just a market number. What? That's fucking crazy, man. I was right to ask. That's insane. Holy cow. Can I listen, just to prove that I know my own life, I'm going to go peruse the G-chat message just to see. Give me a second here. Check now. Trump blinked. Must have made a killing insider trading. I got to say, I was live, and as soon as I heard 3 G-chat bings, I knew something happened in the stock market. I asked my chat if something happened, and they said it was up 6.5%, and I told them to fuck off. Then I looked and was like, never mind. Oh, so you can chat, but I'm not allowed to chat? There's going to be at least 2 more pings. So just, they're not yours, they're mine. Iranian nomads seeking pastures for their livestock had what apt one-syllable title? Land. You had to name 3 books by Grass. Grass, Leaves of Grass. The dude's name was Günther Grass? Maybe it's Grass? From the 13th to the 17th centuries, much of West Africa belonged to an empire that gave its name to what present-day nation? Mali. The same year she voiced Hogarth's mom in The Iron Giant, Jennifer Aniston played Joanna in what comedy? Office Space. I mean, these are right in my Q zone, man. Those are givens. I'll take an 11-point thrice. You checked Bloomberg's Twitter today? Are you talking about Bloomberg or Walter Bloomberg? Because I take one of them more seriously than the other. I knew there were more pings coming, man. Also, no, I don't go to Twitter. Sincerely. I do go on Reddit. Maybe it'll percolate to Reddit eventually. Sort these numbers by largest to smallest. Number of supreme leaders North Korea has had in its history, 3. Number of provinces Canada has, 10. Number of states that formed out of the dissolution. Okay, well, hang on. Number of times you can fold a sheet of A4 paper in half is like 7. I believe that there's got to be at least like 16 cars or maybe 48 cars in the Indianapolis 500. Henry VIII had like, okay, listen, buddy, just give me a second here. This guy's going off a little bit, okay? We're going to close that tab, and then we're going to go back here. The real question for me is, he had at least 8 wives. I'm going to say that goes right here. Let me think about folding a piece of paper. The first one goes easy. Second one's easy. Third one's easy. I think it's possible that, I think this is right. I think this might be 6. And then this would be like 8. This would be 10. And then the question is, how many states formed out of the dissolution of the Soviet Union? Assuming you've got like Czechia, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Latvia, Lithuania. Just being honest, I don't know what Estonia was up to. Belarus, Ukraine. Probably a few more I'm not thinking of. So I think this is right. Okay, that was the other one I was a little tricky on. Say Henry, maybe I thought he had eight wives because his name is Henry VIII. Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. Listen, buddy, this shit was 400 years ago in a country that I don't even live in. That's pretty good. I can name like every American president. I can name like 12 British monarchs. I can name like maybe 7 to 8 Canadian prime ministers, and that's the country in which I fucking live in. So I'm doing my best, okay? Try. Well, listen, you got Sir John A. Macdonald, and then I'm going to start working backwards. You go Trudeau, Harper. Pre-Harper is Paul Martin. Pre-Martin is Chrétien. Pre-Chrétien is Mulroney. Kim Campbell's in there somewhere. Joe Clark. And then you got like other Trudeau, Diefenbaker, Mackenzie King, Wilfrid Laurier, Lester B. Pearson, Robert Borden. And okay, Mark Carney, that's true. But I didn't vote for him. Nobody. Well, actually, I guess you could have if you voted in the Liberal leadership race, but I mean, in a real election. What do you mean, Krunko? I'm not a member of the Liberal Party. I didn't vote for. I haven't had a chance yet, man. I got to take a look at my writing to figure out if I'm going to vote for him. I would rather vote orange, but I need to check out the proportional, like the way that my writing's shaking out to see if my vote can be principled or strategic. I think I have a good chance to be able to vote principled, which is nice for me because you get to vote, get the result you wanted, and then also act superior to other people. Which is really like the dream come true, is for your vote to have like no impact on the actual material outcome of the election, but be like, well, I just vote with my heart every time. But I gotta check, okay? It's harder in Ontario. Yeah, I know. I've been there. And on vacation sometimes. Where were we? That was disorderly. Yuckstastat. If only we had proportional representation. Listen, I voted for it. If you want to get technical, I voted for it 3 times. 2 times in provincial plebiscites, referendums, and then 1 time in a federal election where that was like my most important issue. And every single time, no matter what I vote for, they go, we've decided we're not really that concerned. Show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcomes. The party that wins as a result of first past the post has no incentive to pass electoral reform, even if they suggested passing electoral reform, because they just benefited from first past the post. They won't do it, they got misaligned incentives, man. Higher percentage of days with high wind speed, I imagine you get tornadoes. Higher percentage of people born outside the US, I'm going to go Miami. Higher percentage of people who commute by bike. This is crazy to me, because I would assume, well, in Nashville there's probably some cyclists, but it's truck country. Michigan strikes me more cyclist friendly. I don't know about this is the Upper Peninsula, but like I don't know that much about Michigan in this region, but I do know a little bit about Sault Ste. Marie, and that shit is fucking frigid, man. So I do not think, or am I thinking of, zoom out, where are you? That's pretty cold. It's not quite Thunder Bay, but it's getting a little chilly up there. I don't know about the lake effects. Maybe they like dampen it a little, but it's hard for me. I just feel like if you bike here, you're saying every day there's a 0.05% chance I'm going to get killed by a truck. Here, I feel like I could see Michiganders balling the fuck up in like a sleeveless Patagonia fleece and just saying we're sending it. Yes, man. Okay, sometimes you just got to think about it a little bit. Higher percentage of people on public insurance. I don't know what this means, because I only recently found out that single payer is the good one where everybody pays, even though it's called single payer, the single person doesn't pay. So is public insurance single payer insurance? This is Medicaid or Medicare. Okay, what about Obamacare? Is Obamacare not public insurance? Obamacare is not public insurance. This shit, you're making it too fucking complicated. How can Obamacare be private when the government made it? It doesn't make sense, man. It's not your fault. Okay, sorry, I went too hard. It's not your fault. I don't get it, man. I don't understand. Obamacare is publicly subsidized private insurance. It's like when you buy corn. That's making my fucking head hurt. More old people. I'm a genius. I don't want to click on this. That's fine. Dude, I mog your country and it's all of its citizens. I mog every single one of them. You can't know what's going on inside the bubble when you're in the bubble. Only outside observers get an undistorted view. Oh, /